Hey, Dale, why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know. Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
Because he was outstanding in his field. Get it?
Yes, because I'm not an idiot.
Mm-hmm. This, my friends, is the Swish Edition. From their secret underground studio, this is the Swish Edition.
I got a mouthful for you guys.
Dale and Scott are in the studio on the mics, and they fired up the antenna.
It has to come whether you like it or not.
And if you're willing to show it, they'll take a picture of it.
I actually think I might throw.
Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else in between, here are your new best friends. They're your hosts,
It's very exciting for me because this is the best show ever made.
Dale and Scott.
Episode 350.
God, I think it should have another zero on the end.
You feel like it's been 3,500?
Yes, I do.
Only 350.
Oh, what are you going to do?
Hey, I'm going to give you a little bit of insider information this week. This show was actually taped last Sunday, or this past Sunday, because as you listen to this show, if you're listening to it when it comes out on Tuesday, I'm in Las Vegas. I'm in Las Vegas. I'm leaving for Vegas today. Well, Sunday. Evening.
Yeah.
Flying all night. I drove all night.
I know. You should have took the one before. I know you keep saying there's not one before.
It was either my choices for
6 a.m. or 6 p.m.
6 a.m. or 6 p.m. So I should be getting to the hotel at about 2:30 a.m. Eastern time.
Eastern Coast.
Should I call you when I get to my hotel?
Do not. You can, but I won't answer.
It won't do any good. So it is a super secret mission that I'm going on. Otherwise, I would not be going to Vegas by myself. I'm not going just for pure pleasure.
Not for shits and giggles.
There might be a few. Well, there definitely will be a few shits. I assume I might giggle once or twice.
Oh God!
Might put a $20 bill in a slot machine.
That's bullshit. You put multiples in there.
Got some free play with my free room.
There you go.
So I'll definitely be playing that.
And that has to be in addition to what's already on your card.
And there's nothing on my card. I've got something for MGM National Harbor in Maryland, which does me no good out in Vegas, and I got zero in Vegas. But I'm getting $800 for the room.
Nice.
So that'll be gone in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Anyway, do we want to tell people why, or do we want to save it until we see if this trip is successful?
I mean, that is the reason why you're going out there, to make sure it's successful.
All right. So you want to wait?
It don't matter to me. You're the only one who likes to keep this thing weirdly hush hush and don't tell anybody.
Well, we have pretty much told most of our inner circle. I think there might be a few people that listen to this show who have not heard yet. So. And I apologize to you. I'm looking at you, talking to you. Mm-hmm. If we haven't told you in person yet. You haven't
told me yet?
Sorry. I'm not talking to you. I'm looking at you, but I'm talking to them, Dale. The great listeners of the Swish Edition podcast. We bought a house in Vegas.
Woohoo!
Well, they accepted our offer.
Right.
We haven't bought it yet. Which means we're moving back to the desert, which we came from.
That is true.
And it's where we feel like we belong.
It was...
Do you agree?
12, 13, 14, 15 months ago.
That we left there? Yeah, we were there for 2.5 years. Yeah. And we both agreed that of all the places we've lived in all of our years...
The best place on earth.
We believe that it was the best place that we've lived. Yeah. And we had a really good time there. We made some amazing friends who listen to this show. And we miss them. Not that we don't have amazing friends here on the East Coast. We do, of course. And we'll always be friends with them and want to see them. And, of course, our families are all here within a 300-mile radius of our house. But screw it. We have to live for us.
Right.
And the dogs really made this decision for us. They said, "Hey, listen, we miss the desert. Sticks miss salamanders."
They're not salamanders, they're lizards. Salamanders live in like wet places.
Oh, not dry places.
That's just lizards.
What really put the icing on the cake was this recent 12 inches of snow that we got.
Yeah. And it's funny that you say that because I mentioned that to my aunt who actually stopped by this morning to give us a few things, and she actually did not know any of this news.
Oh, shit.
That's why I was out there for a longer
period
of time.
So your mother's not talking.
She has not said anything to them.
She told your grandmother.
Correct.
And okay, so were they shocked? Nobody is shocked by this news.
No one was shocked as to where we're going. I think what has shocked people is how fast
that we only lasted a year and a half.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
But no, I think they're actually excited because they'll get to come.
This is our MO of late. We keep doing it, but we spend all this money renovating a house, and then as soon as it's done, we put it on the market.
I mean, I think we should consider ourselves flippers.
This is the 5th time I've done it. I did it in New Jersey. I did it in Alexandria. I did it in D.C. I did it in Santa Fe. I did it in Las Vegas. We did it here in Seaford, Delaware.
And it's almost right when the projects
are done, and we're finally able to enjoy it, and then we fucking pick up and move.
We're out.
We're idiots. Nobody said we were smart. But guess what? We're having fun.
There you go.
Are you having fun?
Yes.
Are you going to have fun in Vegas?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cool. We're not looking forward to driving there with the dogs. That's the suckiest part of the whole thing. And getting rid of half our shit because we're downsizing to a house about half the size of what we have now. So
yeah. Scott
has to learn how to downsize. Dale has already done it.
I have nothing.
He's got lots of socks. An update from our friends Shane and Trapper, who just went on a cruise. Well, they're on a cruise right now.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
Right.
Shane and Trapper on a cruise. They were in Key West yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday. Which I'm not going to pretend it's Tuesday. Screw it. Anyway, they saw the southernmost point buoy. That's a landmark there, 90 miles from Cuba. Anyway, it's all back to normal. They fixed it after that fire damage. The arsonists.
Yeah.
That we talked about last week.
And I think I read recently that they did get the 2 people who did
good.
This. Yeah.
I hope they get big time jail time.
And they should also pay for the repair.
They should absolutely. They should have been out there repairing it themselves.
Right.
With chains on their legs while they did it.
Chain gang?
Yeah. Another update, our mystery teacher that we talked about last week who went on a Carnival cruise over Christmas, and we talked about her feeling safer on the cruise than she did in her school, her public school system, wherever that may be. I can't tell you. She did send me a message and said we did have 2 cabins. So she and her husband had a cabin, and then there was a cabin for the kids.
Yeah.
They were not all in one. We worried about that.
That makes it a little bit more comfortable.
Speaking of cruises, a lot of cruises are getting canceled. I saw a bunch this weekend. People that flew. There was this one couple or one family that flew from Dallas to Fort Lauderdale the day before their cruise, and they didn't even find out until they got to Fort Lauderdale that their cruise was starting the next day had been canceled completely.
Yeah.
Royal Caribbean.
Sucks,
It's
man.
happening.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still, we'll say it again, it's still probably one of the safest places you can be. I don't understand canceling them. Anyway.
What are you going to do?
I don't know.
Not cruise.
Well, we're not right now. Not that I'm against it, but I don't want to go through the whole planning and get there and...
Yeah, it is a lot, but I'm looking forward to hopefully eventually when things calm down because I really want...
Virgin.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to just do one of those so bad.
That's great. 21 and up.
Yep.
There's a possibility that the models might change and that big storm that's coming, this big wet rainstorm, may turn into a huge snowstorm by the end of the week.
Yeah.
They're talking Friday, Saturday for everything from us all the way up to Maine. We don't need more snow. We've had our fill. Because not only I think we told you last week that we got a foot of snow, and then after that we got 2 more inches.
Yeah.
So.
But we had that really warm day after that snow, so it melted considerably. Then you
Most
added
of
2
it.
more to that. Now it's really melted. Now you're going to add.
Our backyard is completely melted. There's still snow on the roof. There's still snow in the front yard, which is weird. Doesn't get the afternoon
Doesn't get
sun.
the sun, yeah.
Right. You guys don't want to hear about the friggin' weather. You know what the weather's like. Hopefully it's nicer where you are.
Right.
I hear it's in the 60s out in Vegas during the day.
Yeah, like mid-60s. That's going to be very comfortable.
But it goes down in the 30s at night. But I'm not going outside at night. Why would you go outside at night?
That's
in
typical.
Vegas?
Right. You don't need to.
Everything
go
you need
outside.
is inside.
Right.
Winnie the Pooh and his friends like Piglet and Eeyore, Rabbit, all of them. They're now in the public domain. Did you know that?
I read about this, yeah, because I thought I read that Disney, I guess, was trying to figure out a way to keep it, but I guess you just can't.
Right. Well, Disney still has Tigger. Apparently, Tigger didn't come. He wasn't in the original Winnie the Pooh book, which is now public domain, those characters. Tigger came several years later, so you can't use him yet, but you will be able to eventually.
Yeah.
Now, you can't draw them and make them look exactly like the ones that Disney has. That's their creation.
Right.
You can't put a little red shirt on Winnie the Pooh. That was Disney that did that, too.
Right.
But the guy who wrote, A.A. Milne, who wrote the characters, you can use the characters and their attributes and not fun. So Winnie the Pooh, the porn is coming from the Swish Edition sometime soon.
Stupid.
Finally, after years and years, I don't know why it's taking them so long, but the Washington football team, formerly known as the Redskins, will finally unveil their new name on February 2nd.
What could it be?
I don't know. It's definitely not going to be the Wolves or the Red Wolves, because apparently that's
Those have already been taken.
caught up in trademarks and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. For years, obviously people thought Redskins was offensive to Native Americans, which I guess it is. They dropped the name and former logo in July of 2020.
But they knew about it forever, and it took them years to drop it.
Right. Well, they were very adamant. The owners was very adamant that he wasn't going to change it.
Yeah.
And now they want a new football stadium, too, on top of that. They want to go back down to the district.
I've actually heard, and from multiple things, I think the Post has written about this, is that the upkeep on that thing is abysmal, and
FedEx
it's basically falling apart.
Well, it is the dumbest football stadium in the country because it's so far outside of Washington, D.C.
Right.
It's impossible to get to.
And knowing what the weather is,
it doesn't have a top
here
on it.
the East Coast, is that it's a horrible place to go.
Put a freaking roof.
I've been there once. There was a friend who had season tickets and couldn't go, and just gave them to us.
Stupid.
And it was the worst time of my life because I was basically 4 seats from the very, very top.
That's where I sat, too.
And it snowed. It was like a rainy snow thing, and it was just a miserable, miserable time.
I've said this before on the show, I'm sure. Why don't they all have roofs on them? Roofs.
I don't know.
Play inside where it's nice and warm and cool.
RFK doesn't have a roof. However, the crowds are covered. I think the overhang. I think I've only been there once or twice, and I think the overhang is enough to protect the people watching. But the field's open.
Stupid. Yeah.
So,
put a roof on every new stadium.
I know DC wants it because it'd be
great for business.
Great revenue and great business. But
tear down RFK and build it right there.
But then you got fucking Metro.
Oh God.
Which will never. Well, which we know.
This is a problem in every city. There's no easy way to get to the ballpark.
No.
Whether it's whatever ballpark you're talking about, it's just not easy to get to.
Thousands of people going to the same freaking place
at the same time.
Right.
Why don't they space it out? I don't know what that means. And if you live in Oregon and you want to rent an Airbnb, you will no longer be putting your full name into the reservation, just your initials. Because they're trying to alleviate apparent racism and bias based on people's names. Like, if you're Muhammad.
Have to say it. Don't.
I was going to say a name that wasn't.
Okay.
wasn't, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say anything because any name could be a bias for any other person, right?
Yeah.
They say there's no racism in America, but everyone's a little bit racist. I mean, there's a whole song about it, right? In Avenue Q.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, there's certain people who probably do turn down reservations because they don't like the person's name.
I almost bet that happens because the big thing was people were trying to do this with resumes.
I actually think I've been a long time proponent of that. And how about getting into college?
Right.
They don't need to know your damn name. They just need to see your grades and your accomplishments.
Right.
They don't need to know your color, your sex, nothing. None of that. And maybe you'd get, you wouldn't have to have all these mandatory minimums and stuff.
Right.
You should just be a number.
Number. And
then after you get in, you can be yourself. You don't have to wear the number all the time. That would be horrible. Anyway, but Airbnb is trying to change their ways. Another thing that they're trying to do is get over people. A lot of people are blaming Airbnb and the rental business, also Vrbo and other ones like that, for increasing homelessness and pricing people out of neighborhoods, which I think is ridiculous. They're saying because so many people are holding on to properties that they're not living in and not renting it out at a reasonable price to the average Joe. Instead, they're renting it per night for $300 or whatever they're renting it for, driving up the price. And people can't find a place to live because all these people are owning all these things that they're making a hell of a lot more money on if they're renting it monthly or yearly, annually.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But I don't think that's
Airbnb's fault.
No, and it's certainly not
make a business.
It's also not the individual owner who owns the property. If you own the property, you should be able to do whatever you want with it.
I do what I want.
Right. Unless you live in an HOA that doesn't allow you to do nightly Airbnbs.
Well, I mean,
most don't.
Right. And we've lived in a couple of these cities that are limiting the amount of these types of business licenses.
Rentals, right. Santa Fe did that because we did Airbnb for a while in Santa Fe and there was lots of limitations on that. And Las Vegas, it's almost impossible to get a license now.
Yeah, that was one of the big ones. Just way too many.
And Palm Springs has really cracked down on it. People don't want an Airbnb next door.
Right.
You don't want new people over on the other side of your fence every freaking day, never knowing what you're going to get.
Because I think having a house that has a history of rental income, what does that do to your neighbor?
Right.
When they're trying to sell a home, as like, I want to live here. Can I deal, with new people arriving on a weekly basis?
I don't think we're going to have a problem with this in Vegas. Our house is so far away from a neighbor that we wouldn't care who was over the wall.
Yeah.
Right. It's a big lot. It's over an acre.
Yeah.
It's got horses on it. Sometimes. We're not buying a horse.
Hell to the no.
Speaking of horses, Taco Bell's launching a new subscription service. I think we've talked about this.
It's so disgusting.
We talked about this on the show before when they did the test. They did the test in Tucson, Arizona back in September of last year.
Yeah.
To see if it would go over well, and it did.
Nice.
Now they're rolling it out for the whole country. It's called the Taco Lovers Pass. You pay $10. $10. And you get one taco every single day for 30 consecutive days.
Nice.
You do it through their app. That's the only way to do it.
Yep.
You get a choice of either a soft taco, a spicy potato soft taco, a crunchy taco, or a Doritos taco.
I mean, that goes to tell you what you're getting when you order one of those if it only costs $10 a month for a taco a day.
Well,
these things have got to be pennies.
Nobody is going to be happy with just one taco. So the whole idea, Taco Bell knows
they're going to order more.
You're coming in for more shit. You're getting that free taco,
even if it's a soft drink. Like I think soft drinks are one of the biggest money makers in it because it costs nothing for
where they're making all their money
for like Coke or Pepsi, and you sell it at a really high markup.
Are you going to sign up?
No, I don't. I know. I eat Taco Bell once a year. If that.
I wonder, I'd like to do it just as an experiment for the show and then report back after the 30 days. If I eat one taco every single day for 30 days, what's that going to do to my body? Talking about shits and giggles.
Right. I don't know if the giggles would come.
Coca-Cola and the Constellation brands are teaming up to create an alcoholic Fresca cocktail.
This I could get behind.
Fresca mixed cocktails are slated to launch this year in the United States. I don't know about other places. According to Coke, Fresca is surging in popularity recently for some unknown reason, making it the fastest growing soda trademark in the beverage giant's U.S. portfolio.
Nice.
How is that possible?
It's
bigger than Coca-Cola?
Well, you know that seltzers are like the hottest thing right now.
Well, Fresca, if you guys don't know, it is a great drink. It's kind of got a grapefruit taste to it. It's light and refreshing, and it's still got all that corn syrup and crap, that sugar you don't need. Exactly. But I don't drink that kind of thing anymore. But I might have a Fresca mixed cocktail. Is this like going to be a malt beverage type thing, or is it going to like have vodka in it? Who knows?
I assume it's going to be a seltzer, right?
One of those hard seltzers, basically, and it's going to taste like grapefruit.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried many of the seltzers. We've tried the Kettle One.
Yeah.
A few others.
I love them.
I'm not impressed with any of them.
Well, the alcohol content is only like 5%.
Yeah.
You'd have to drink a buttload to get anything out of them.
Right.
But maybe that's what people want. They don't want to get wasted.
Right. I mean, it'd be a great drink to, have them walk around with if you can.
Yeah.
Not get wasted.
Scott and Dale drink to get wasted. So seltzers don't work for us.
I'll make my own thing.
That's not true, though. Last night I had 2 glasses of wine. I didn't get wasted on it. Only 2 glasses of wine in a whole 24-hour period.
That's good.
Yeah, it was good. There are people out there going, what the fuck is wrong with them? In related news, Coke's rival PepsiCo is rolling out, get this, hard Mountain Dew.
I think that is going to be amazeballs for Pepsi. I hate Mountain Dew. I think the taste is horrible, but I know it's like there's hardcore fans out there for Mountain Dew.
It's got to. I mean, is it going to still have the caffeine content that Mountain Dew does? Because there's a lot of caffeine in that motherfucker.
Yeah, I want to say what Fresca is to Coke, Mountain Dew is to Pepsi. It's got to be one of their largest brands.
How about this? How about we do a taste test on the air in February? We'll get ourselves a Fresca mixed cocktail. We'll get ourselves a hard Mountain Dew, and we'll try them on the air.
I'm totally down.
Pepsi's doing this with the Boston Beer Company.
Yeah.
And it's out in February if you guys are interested.
I'll do it. I won't drink it all probably because I know it's going to be gross.
It's going to be totally gross. You brought this to my attention earlier this week. Spencer Eldon, who was photographed naked as a baby for the cover of the Nevermind album. That was...
The Naked Baby.
Yeah, the group.
Nirvana?
Nirvana, thank you.
Yeah.
He missed his deadline to file an opposing motion to the defendant's motion to dismiss. So it's over. The judge dismissed the whole case.
I'd like to think that he knew that it just wasn't going to go.
It was stupid. The whole thing was stupid. We talked about that before.
A different motive here.
Money.
He tried to get a quick buck.
It's called money,
and it didn't work.
Right, because over the years he'd been participating in like reshoots and as an adult and stuff. So
exactly.
He's full of shit, is what he is.
So
that's why he's sitting in our section. This is called "People Suck" section on our script. I don't always read that out loud to the people, but that's what it says.
Yeah.
Anyway, people suck. Also in Vegas, if you see Jason Derulo walking through the Aria at 2 a.m., don't call him Usher because he's going to punch you in the face. And that's exactly what Jason Derulo did when someone called him Usher at the Aria in Vegas at 2 a.m.
Oh, my God.
He was not arrested. The person that he hit refused to press charges. Maybe he felt bad about it. Maybe he really did think. So I looked at a picture of Jason Derulo. What he looks like, kind of could be mistaken for Usher.
I mean, you got to think that like people like Jason Derulo and Usher, these aren't people that you see. Yes, you can see them on TV, but you don't see them in person every day.
No.
And there's a lot less makeup.
Yeah.
And they just don't look like they do when they're in a music video.
Right.
So I could see how you could. All celebrities go through this. You hear them all the time, like on the late night talk shows being, thought of as someone else.
Yeah, that happens.
Well, see, this is where this is where you make money.
Yeah. I mean, they could have pressed charges and made a bunch of money off Jason Derulo.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you're not absolutely sure, don't call someone by their name. Just say, I love you, man. I love you. Thanks for we love your work.
Oh, God.
And the last person that sucks, the Pope. He's the head of the Catholic Church. He remarked last week that calling people selfish for having animals rather than children. And he pissed off half the world. I mean, there were a lot of people who had comments about this.
I don't know. Where did this even come from?
Are you and I selfish because we have 2 dogs and not 2 kids?
Yeah, so.
Are you kidding me? Yeah, I realize there are kids out there that need to be adopted and need to get a home, but believe me, they don't want me as a dad. I have enough trouble wiping the dog's feet when they come in from the snow.
That is so funny.
Can you imagine keeping up with kids and wiping their ass and making sure they do their homework and
nah, don't need it.
Looking through their rooms to see if they have drugs and condoms.
Making sure they have drugs and condoms.
There you go. Oh my gosh, this is the what the fuck section. Pabst Blue Ribbon put out a tweet in early January. It said, "Not drinking this January? Try eating ass." It was the Pabst Blue Ribbon's official Twitter account.
Oh man.
They called it poor judgment by a what did it say? A marketing executive said the tweets were written in poor judgment by one of our associates. Yeah, right.
I think this is funny, and it doesn't hurt anyone. You just roll with it. Because you got to think, if you're a Twitter user and you enjoy a PBR, this is likely not offensive.
It may not be offensive, but it's not. I mean, I'm sure the stockholders and the president of the company were not happy about this. Yeah, that's not what you want out there. Although apparently there are a lot of people who decide to take January off from drinking alcohol.
I did.
I actually have a friend. I don't know if she listens to the show, and I won't say her name. That would be wrong. But she decided to stop drinking last January 21, and still hasn't started yet.
Really?
A good year later.
Nice.
So
good for her.
Good. I think that's insane. But what are you going to do? Well, and since we are taping this show at 2:00 in the afternoon on a Sunday, I'm not drinking. So what do you think so far? Are you still laughing? Have you laughed at all? Have you giggled? Have you shit or giggled during this episode?
Shits and giggled?
The television landscape is about to change for people that watch broadcast TV. Viacom CBS and Warner Media, who co-own the CW, have decided to put it on the market. They're not making any money from it. Apparently, they've never made any money from the broadcast arm of the CW.
I am so surprised. I figured that this was a hot network.
Well, their ratings are abysmal. I mean, they maybe get 1 million people to watch brand new episodes of
I thought CW was...
Where they were making all their money are on the foreign sales and to the streamers. Like they sold Dynasty and some of the superhero stuff to the streamers.
Yeah.
But all those deals are coming to an end because CBS and Warner want to put their series that they're creating for the CW on their own streaming platforms.
Right.
Which they can't charge themselves for. Because that would be stupid.
Right.
That would be like me selling, because I told Dale that I wanted to sell something and I said, I'd buy it. So it'd be really stupid for us to sell each other things.
Right.
It doesn't help at all.
No, it doesn't work at all.
No, it would be
still with the damn thing.
It would be stupid. Anyway, so it's very possible the CW could just be going away. I don't know if CBS and Warner Media can't make money off the teenage fare that they put on.
Right.
It's mostly aimed at 18 to 24-year-olds, I think.
And Warner is HBO, right?
Yeah. So Warner has HBO, Viacom CBS has
because
Paramount
they have
Plus
news too, because they're very likely to purchase Discovery Channel and all of its holdings, which is ID and
they just want to be out of the broadcast
and all that stuff.
Yeah, so they want to be out of the broadcast business. Yeah. So it's going away probably. I mean, unless someone decided to do something really great with it. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not mad. I mean, I don't watch it because it's nothing but it's a YA channel.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing I watch on it, and that's Dynasty, and this is probably its last season, for the 5th season. But they were making tons of money because they sold it to Netflix, and Netflix has been making money off it around the world.
Right.
But that's going to be over soon.
Other shit, because they also have that new Texas Walker Texas Ranger with that kid from that other show,
Supernatural.
Right.
I think that's doing well for them.
Yeah,
but not making any money. Not on broadcast. Anyway, this Friday, Scream opens on Friday the 14th. This is not Scream 5, although it is the 5th movie.
Right.
They called Scream, and then they had Scream 2, 3, and 4, but they're not calling this 5. They're just calling it Scream again. I hate when they do things like that, but to be confused. So you always have to put the year after it.
Right.
Are we talking about the original one? Or are we talking about the one that came out in 2022? Anyway, I don't know if you guys have heard, but the reviews are out already. People have seen it, and they say it is awesome, and they say it's as good as the original.
All right.
Where 2, 3, and 4 were not.
Yeah, because, you know, I'm not huge fans of that brother and sister, whatever the hell their names are. I can't stand them.
I don't know what brother and sister you're talking about.
Donkey, what was his name?
Dorky and Donkey? What the fuck?
The person who plays the reporter and the guy who was the police officer in the original one.
Yeah, well, they certainly weren't brother and sister. They were married. The real life actors, Courtney Cox and David Arquette, were married in real life.
They were brother and sister in the show.
No.
Anyway, I don't like them too. I find them boring. They're not great actors.
You're an idiot. Didn't I call you an idiot at the top of the show? You're a friggin' idiot. They're the best things about Scream. Gail Weathers and
Dinky Doo.
I can't think of his name, but
it starts with a D.
Yeah, he does.
Donkey.
Something along those lines. And if you give me 5 minutes, I'll come up with it. There's someone's screaming at their phone right now. Donkey.
Oh God.
Dorsey. It's not Dorsey.
No.
Jingleheimer Schmidt. Let's just call him David Arquette. David Arquette, by the way, did you know he bought
Dewey?
Did you know that Dewey bought the rights to Bozo the Clown? David Arquette owns the rights to Bozo the Clown, and he has been teasing what he's going to do with it. There's a picture of him dressed up as Bozo the Clown.
Okay.
He's going to do something with it. The rights were for sale, and he bought it. David Arquette owns Bozo the Clown.
That's fun.
What I was going to tell you is that I actually bought movie theater tickets to see Scream, but not on opening night because I can't deal with Friday, Saturday, Sunday crowds.
No, you need like a Tuesday.
We're going next Tuesday, the 18th, so hopefully it won't be ruined for me before then. But not only did I buy 2 tickets for you and me, I bought 3 and 4 tickets. I bought 4 tickets so that we can flank each side of us with an empty seat. We'll see how well that goes.
Oh God!
It's a assigned seat, so you can do it. I don't know if you could
you know how well that went last time when we saw Ghostbusters.
Yeah, but we're not sitting in the back row because we know the back row sucks because the speakers are right above it. Yeah. So we're going to sit in the middle.
Okay.
And it'll work out because I'm going to put my foot down.
Okay.
Put my foot right up someone's ass. And finally, does the Queen shit in heels?
That's what I hear.
This is a quote that we heard last night when we watched episode 7, I think it was, of Apple TV Plus's Invasion, which I have to say is getting better and better with each episode.
It is. It was off to a little slow start, but I didn't hate it.
If I thought episode 6 was really good, episode 7's even better. And I know we only have like 3 left. And 2 left.
No, 3.
Okay, thanks. So, 8, 9, and 10.
Yeah.
And then a whole nother season they're working on. So we're excited about that. So if you guys haven't seen it yet, check it out because
check it out.
It's going to be good. All right, so it's a shorter show this week. I'm not editing a damn thing. I'm putting it straight out there for y'all. So I got to go to the airport.
Oh, that's right. You're leaving today?
Anyway, don't forget the Betty White challenge we told you about last week.
We do have 2 left. I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, 2 left. Anyway, the Betty White challenge is January 17th. That'll be the day before our next episode. Well, that's why I'm telling you about it now. It's honoring what would have been our 100th birthday. You're supposed to donate at least $5 to your local animal shelter or a rescue organization.
Yeah.
Dale and I are both going to do it on the 17th, but you don't do it in your name. You do it in Betty White's name.
Yeah.
I think it's going to make the news, and I think there's going to be a lot of people that do this.
I already know where I'm giving my $5 to.
Yeah. All right, we got Binge Bum this Friday because I'll be back in town for that. And next week I'll tell you whether we really did buy a house in Vegas. Like, you give a shit.
We'll know.
Oh, we can use our own old theme music that mentions Vegas in it.
Oh, God.
I can bring that back.
Okay.
Because we are going to continue the show until we're in the grave.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye. Making sure they have drugs and condoms.
There you go.